Hello, and welcome to Inside Estacada Schools. I'm Maggie Kelly.
And I'm Josh Gray. Together we'll be bringing you the latest headlines for the Estacada School District in this monthly series of news exclusives.
Our top story today is the Department of Education's release of the 2021 graduation rates for all districts in Oregon. The release revealed that the Estacada School District has achieved the highest graduation rates in the district's 105-year history at 87%.
It really is a pretty significant achievement. The district also outperformed the state average by more than 7%. Our schools are also making significant progress in closing gaps.
Students with disabilities, students living in poverty, and our Hispanic Latino populations are all graduating at record rates. Also, the district's graduation rates have grown over 30% over the past 5 years.
That's some impressive growth, and I think we are all excited to see what the future holds as we continue to grow and improve at a rapid rate.
Let's go now to our finance desk, where Christina Irish has an update on Estacada School District finances.
Good afternoon. I'm Christina Irish, Estacada School District's Director of Finance, and I'll be bringing you this month's financial update. At our recent January school board meeting, our auditors from Polly Rogers presented their findings following their annual audit of our Estacada School District's 2021 finances. We're pleased to report that the Estacada School District received a clean audit for the fourth year in a row. This is an accomplishment that indicates our commitment to managing district finances. Let's go now to our general fund report for December 31st, 2021. The first column I want you to take a look at is our month to date. You can see our month to date total resources or revenue is $2.8 million, and our month to date expenditures is $2.7 million. The next column I would like you to take a look at is our year to date. Our year to date revenue, which is $29.7 million, and our year to date expenditures is $13.7 million. The final column I'd like you to take a look at is our projected column. Our total projected revenue is $40.7 million, and our projected expenditures are $34.8 million, leaving us with an ending fund balance of $5.9 million. The next report I'm going to share with you is our projected general fund revenue by funding source. Our state sources are $25.8 million, 63%. That is our payments for our state school fund. The next source is our beginning fund balance at $7.3 million. And our local sources, which includes property taxes, is 18% or $7.1 million. The next report I'm going to share with you is a comparison to last year at this time. In 2021, we were projected to add just over $1 million to our fund balance. That means we were projecting more revenues than expenditures. This year, we're projecting to spend down our fund balance by $1.4 million. That means that our expenditures are projected to be higher than our revenues. This is in part due to our commitment to remain staffed and open while COVID-19 continues to impact schools across the state. We have been able to offer hiring incentives to our bus drivers, pay our substitutes at a higher rate, and we have brought on additional staff to meet staffing shortages and support our students. This report is our budget to actuals report. Our total budget for instructional services was $23.3 million. From July 1st to December 31st, we spent 36.3%. Our year-to-date plus our encumbrances, which is our promise to pay, such as salaries, contracts, and orders already placed, is at 89%. Our total support services budget is $12.2 million, and we've spent 42.9% of that. Year-to-date encumbrance is 88.5%. The next report is our general fund by major object. You can see here that our total revenues is $29.6 million, and our total expenditures is $13.7 million. This report also compares to last year at this time. Our final graph that I'm going to show you is our year-to-date expenditures by major object. Here you can see our salaries are at 32%, our associated payroll costs is at 19%, and our purchase services, which includes contracted services and our sub-costs, is at 39%. This brings us to 93% of our year-to-date expenditures being a fixed cost. And with that, I'll conclude this afternoon's report. I'm Christina Irish, and thank you again for joining me for this month's District Financial Update.
Well, I think we can all celebrate another clean audit, which is a clear indicator that Estacada schools are doing a good job being accountable with taxpayer funds.
Josh, I know our finance department is coming out of a busy audit season, and another department that is working around the clock for our students right now is our operations department.
I know you met with the Director of Operations recently to learn about some of the most recent updates. Let's take a look at that story now.
And we're joined now by Mike Ware, our Executive Director of Operations for the Estacada School District. Mike, could you tell us a little bit what operations has been up to this month?
Sure, we're over here at the Buzz Randolph Stadium, and we're really starting to talk about our turf project that was approved by our Board of Directors last month in December. I wanted to talk about our timeline and where we're at currently right now. Right now, we're in the permitting phases of the project and waiting for full design, which we expect to receive mid-February. And because we have to move so much earth out, we do have to do some additional permitting, which is going to be a little bit of delay to the project. But ultimately, we hope to be able to start breaking ground early March into mid-March to be able to really start moving all that dirt from the football field and displace it. Come early April, we hope to be able to start the formal construction with grading, drainage, and other works to the project. And then come in May, we hope to be able to start installing the turf. Again, this is all subject to change on weather, some unknowns that could be coming under the earth or whatnot.
And Mike, people might be wondering, why are we replacing this with a turf field? Could you tell us a little bit about the motivation behind installing a turf field?
Priority number one is safety. We recognize that a natural grass field can produce some safety issues for our student athletes. And we know that by installing artificial turf, lower leg ligament injuries are reduced by almost 43%. And then we also talk about the reduction of concussions and other safety matters. So that's our primary reason. Secondary reason is accessibility. Last year during our fall season, we were only able to use up to about 10 hours a week at this facility, which impacts our community who have youth programs and other faith-based organizations that use this facility, unable to last year because of the grass and the rainy season that we had. So this artificial turf will actually increase to about 70 hours a week for accessibility through our athletic programs, our community programs, and other local community use.
Now that is a significant increase from 10 hours to 70 hours a week. That's pretty compelling. And you know, last year we saw games being canceled and moved to different locations. So definitely some compelling reasoning there. One last question I had before we move over to some other projects you've been working on is, you mentioned earthwork. Is this something that the community can help with if they're watching and wondering?
Yes, absolutely. We've formed an oversight committee to identify local stakeholders who are interested in supporting the district, ultimately saving the district about $200,000 if we're able to pull together a group to bring out dump trucks and coordination of removing a lot of this dirt. And that's going to save the district, like I said, about $200,000. So very fortunate, very grateful for the Estacada community offering their services and support.
All right, thank you, Mike. And now we're going to go over to another project that I know you've been talking about, access control. So let's head over there. All right, well, we are now at Estacada Middle School, and I see this door access code right here.
Yes.
Mike, could you tell us a little bit about the installation process and what we are looking at here?
Sure. Well, this has been a really fun project, and we're still in the middle of it, but successfully we have all of our buildings installed with access control, improving the safety and security of our students and staff. What you'll see at most of our exterior doors now at all buildings are these card readers next to it, and that limits who can come in and who can come out of our buildings by using our RFID, our access control reader card. So again, a wonderful project that we were able to improve safety, security for our staff and students. We still are in the process of putting access control on a few of our portable units and a few outbuildings on the district grounds.
Now this is really significant because we previously only had this at the high school, correct? And could you tell us a little bit about the lockdown feature of this as well? Because I think that's really exciting.
Yeah, we only had this at the high school for a number of years. With ESSER 3, the federal relief funds, we dedicated about $300,000 towards this project. Again, so that's not coming out of our general fund. What is significant is through an active threat, we have the ability to really lock down all of our systems to prevent anybody coming into the buildings and controlling that traffic. And so again, by a push of a button, we're able to lock everything down, dispatch the authorities to respond in a quick and safe manner.
Thank you, Mike. And I know this is about student safety, but also the assets and our taxpayer facilities as well are safer because of this update. So thank you for taking us around, and there's been significant operations updates. So I appreciate you taking a look at that with us. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, we're just happy that we're continuing to improve our buildings and facilities so we have safe, warm, and dry facilities for our students and staff.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You know, I'm always impressed by our district's commitment to improving our facilities. Even with limited resources, our operations department and district leaders continue to improve student safety in our schools.
I couldn't agree more. One thing that's clear in talking with Mike is the strategic focus on taking on projects that keep our kids safe above all else.
With that, thank you for joining us on Inside Estacada Schools. Have a wonderful day.